Last time on Data Drive, we talked about the dream that I had that made Jeff think that I'd make a great politician.
I think what you mean to say is you had a lucid thought about the possible weight of an electric vehicle and how it differs from gas cars that many of us are still driving.
That's right. And we got some outstanding comments from the Data Drive passengers on YouTube.
Ameridroid1 corrected you by letting you know that your comparison of the weight of gasoline to the weight of UPS batteries isn't accurate in the context of automotive, because EVs use lithium batteries, not lead acid batteries like a UPS.
Great point. And I appreciate the correction. So I put my math hat on. Knowing that a single lead acid UPS battery weighs 5.5 kilograms, we know 8 of those are going to weigh 44 kilograms. By contrast, a lithium-ion UPS battery of the same specifications weighs only 1.5 kilograms. So 8 of those would be just 12 kilograms.
Okay, so you were way off. But how does that compare to gasoline even still?
Well, I pondered the problem and decided to determine the volume of those 8 batteries. We know that we can calculate this because the volume is equal to length times width times height. Assuming our UPS battery is 151 millimeters by 65 millimeters by 94 millimeters, that gives us 923,890 cubic millimeters. And we know that 1,000,000 cubic millimeters is equal to a liter. So we can deduce that each battery occupies a space equal to 0.92389 liters. Since we're using 8 of them in our comparison, I'll multiply that by 8 and round it to give us 7.4 liters for 8 batteries. Now, understanding gasoline is going to weigh 0.74 kilograms a liter, we can deduce that gasoline occupying the same space as our batteries would weigh 5.476 kilograms.
Those numbers make my head hurt. But that makes it sound like the same weight as just a single lead acid battery.
Yep. And even with Ameridroid 1's correction, having calculated 8 lithium-ion batteries to weigh 12 kilograms, our gasoline still only weighs 5.5. So while the batteries we used in our example weren't quite accurate, our deductions were bang on. The fuel, if you will, of an EV weighs more than twice that of the equivalent volume of gasoline.
Nerd alert!
Yeah, gotta give the people what they want, am I right? Now let's put that all into the context of an EV. The Tesla Model 3 Performance uses a lithium-ion battery pack that measures 1.55 by 1.01 by 0.15 meters. So the volume is 0.235725 cubic meters, and there are 1,000 liters in a cubic meter. So the battery pack is roughly 235.7 liters. The weight of the battery pack is 1,058 pounds, or 480 kilograms, a little bit more than half of a ton. A Mazda 3 gas tank, by comparison, will hold up to 50 liters of gas, which weighs just 37 kilograms. Since we know that the gas tank is significantly smaller than 235.7 liters, the best way I can think to determine whether my theory is correct is to first determine the efficiency of a fully charged battery pack versus a full tank of gas. A Tesla Model 3 Performance with a full charge can travel 507 kilometers. A Mazda 3 with a full tank of gas can travel up to 640 kilometers. So the Mazda 3 can travel up to 133 kilometers further on a single tank of gas. 480 kilograms for the Tesla battery pack, 37 kilograms for the Mazda 3's full tank of gas. Gas is just 7.71% the weight in this case. Now, don't get me wrong, it's important to consider that while I've proven electric vehicle batteries weigh more than gasoline, they do offer different efficiencies and environmental benefits compared to the internal combustion engine. We're only looking at the weight difference here. The Tesla battery pack is 13 times the weight of a tank of gas, and the tank of gas goes further. My concern is just around whether this significant weight increase may impact the quality and degradation rate of our roads.
Okay, moving on to Sasha Rickman 5085's comment. Now, she expressed a concern about how the weight increase may affect things like ferries that take vehicles across the islands, and even freight liners that transport vehicles en masse from port to port.
And SBC Tinkerer corrected you about the definition of a half-ton truck. That's referring to the cargo load capacity, not the weight of the truck.
I think we should stay focused on your corrections, not mine. Now, based on your previous math, at least we know that a truck can carry a lot more gasoline than batteries.
One final comment I'll mention this week comes from Ray Lowe 3324, who didn't buy an EV, but a hybrid. And even that made a difference. They found that when the tires wore out, the replacements were significantly more expensive than a gasoline car, specifically because they were designed for the extra weight of the hybrid vehicle.
Okay, I think we're onto something. But if these EVs weigh so much more, what happens when they crash?
Oh, that got dark really fast. I don't even want to think about it.
Sorry, but I mean, it is a serious concern, and you kind of started it. There's new studies that show today's guardrails really are no match for the heavy EVs.
I guess you're right. Time for me to run for President of the United States of America. Hey, make sure that you keep up with the comments on our YouTube channel and post your own. Thanks for chatting with us. Now hop in and buckle up.
Let's drive into the world of vehicle tracking tech and unexpected border mysteries and why you might want to learn to outsmart Apple AirTags.
Jeff had a break-in in his family kitchen, but the bandit was furry and kind of adorable.
And one that I definitely wanted to keep as a pet, but that's another story. Plus, we're going to reminisce about epic LAN parties and dream up a new project with Unreal Tournament.
This is Data Drive. Starring Jeff Weston and Robbie Ferguson.
At Data Drive, we only trust our dashcam footage to Kingston Canvas Go Plus microSD cards. They're fast and reliable, even in the harsh seasons faced by us Canadian drivers.
Do you have a device that could use a Kingston upgrade? Your dashcam, action cam, smart home surveillance device, drone, Raspberry Pi, smartphone, or even your Nintendo Switch gaming console.
Upgrade today with Kingston Canvas Go Plus microSD cards.
Data Drive is brought to you by Ameridroid.com. From single-board computers to home automation and accessories, Ameridroid.com offers top-notch products, worldwide shipping, and unbeatable US-based service. Explore endless possibilities with Ameridroid.com.
And Voyager Systems, your responsive IT partner for managed technology, cybersecurity, and future-proof solutions. Let them deal with the technical headaches so you can focus on what matters, running your business. Blast off to success with Voyager Systems, where every journey elevates your business to new heights. VoyagerSystems.cloud.
Look at that 5,000-pound car in front of us. Shoot. So I don't know if you heard the news today. There's a new rise in the use of Apple AirTags.
Oh?
For tracking vehicles across the border between Quebec and whatever is just on the other side of Quebec.
Tracking other people's vehicles?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was perusing the news and this pops up and I'm like, that's interesting. And so it's a new thing over the last couple of months where authorities are suspecting it's either for car theft rings or more likely for passing small quantities of contraband across the border and not being caught with it. So they toss an AirTag in a vehicle and then hide, a package of drugs or a couple of firearms somewhere in the chassis of the vehicle. And then when somebody crosses the border, it gets picked up by the device, and then they follow the vehicle home.
Yeah.
And then collect the goods. And I got thinking about it because there's got to be a way that you can kill those kind of signals.
EMP, which incidentally works great on your Tesla.
Right. But like, I know you can get, you know, signal dampeners. Like, you've seen them in schools and stuff where they don't use them anymore, where it would kill cell signal.
Yeah.
But I got thinking about that, going, if somebody planted an AirTag on, you know, your vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
how could you stop them, like the AirTag, from transmitting a signal?
So I think if you kind of invert your thought process a little bit, and rather than trying to dampen the ability of the AirTag to communicate with Apple devices and satellite or whatever it does. Dusty's pulled over.
So Dusty all the time on the road.
Yeah, he's always doing the same stretch as us at the same time. No idea who he is, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. Rather than dampening the signal, trying to block it, which sounds like the kind of like the super spy way of doing it, like some kind of a cone of silence or something.
Right.
Instead, get a detector so that you know that the AirTag exists and that you can find it on your vehicle and you can remove it.
Interesting.
And maybe even screw with them. Put it in an envelope and mail it to like Timbuktu.
Yeah, because I know that the way an AirTag works is it just picks up any device and it shows you where it last was located in the area.
Well, there's a lot of Apple devices in the world.
Yeah.
And so you've got a mesh network of devices that are able to locate these tags.
It reminds me of the old, remember Chipolo?
Yep.
It reminds me of that
Very
technology.
similar type of technology.
Yeah.
But so think about blocking that. Well, there's really, it's such a low signal.
Yeah, that's true.
That it's not like it's communicating with satellites directly. No,
it's
going
all
to
through-
connect to. Well, your iPhones are going to pick it up and stuff.
Would it be near field technology? Or?
I don't think it's near field, but maybe Bluetooth of some sort. I don't actually know. I'm just guessing based on what I understand of how the technology works. And I know that Amazon at one point had attempted to use their Echo devices to create a similar mesh network,
Oh, really?
knowing that Echoes were going to be in every household, basically.
Right.
So they were marketing it as a tag that you'd put on your pet, so that if the pet escaped your house
You'd know.
and it went to a neighbor's house, you'd know which neighbor because it's communicating with their Echo device, and you can basically geolocate without geolocation. It's just
Cool.
It's just pinpointing it based on the mesh network. So
Right.
similar kind of tech, I believe. That would be my guess. But it's not like it's constantly communicating with a satellite or anything like that.
No. It's just, it was such an interesting thing. And I mean, you could be completely
and it's the
unaware.
why.
Well,
But
yeah.
I could see, so drop an AirTag on something, throw something in the trunk, or tape it to the bottom,
Right.
and then send it across and you're selling access to the AirTag. So the recipient on the other side of the border pays you the fee to gain access to that vehicle, and they just track it down,
Right.
murder the occupants.
Well, that just went dark.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, like,
Anything for a Tickle Me Elmo.
gosh.
What the hell's that sound?
Oh, Frank, the Tickle Me Elmos. All the rage 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it even been 20 years? I don't know.
More than that.
Yeah. But no, just I I saw that in the news, and we in IT deal with security all the time and cybersecurity, but it's like, man, this is a whole new level of security where you're now being tracked without your technology being involved, and you don't even know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if AirTags work in such a way where, like, say an Android device would pick it up, but I think it's only Apple products.
Yeah, Apple, yeah. They love proprietary over there at Apple.
Oh, sure they do.
Yeah.
But, if you don't have an Apple phone, You wouldn't even know that something's on your
Maybe,
vehicle.
yeah.
So interesting.
Detect and remove.
Yeah.
Google's doing it differently with like Waze, for example, and triangulating information from multiple Android users while on the road. Like we use it when we're driving.
Yeah.
So if somebody up in front of us is using an Android phone, well, I guess they'd have the Apple app as well. Do they have it on Apple?
Yep. Yep.
Nice. So yeah, so it doesn't even have to be Android, but
yeah,
it's that same kind of like what would you call it? Like a Hive type application?
Skynet.
No. Gosh. But
it was interesting.
Pretty cool how tech can change things.
Oh yeah. So, thank goodness I don't cross the border enough. Like, could you imagine, like, you're just going across the border, family vacation, and you get hauled over because suddenly you've got like 80 pounds of cocaine in your bumper, and like you get arrested for smuggling. You're like, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know, and unless they found the AirTag, they wouldn't even know that that was the method of transport.
Uh-huh.
You know, thought about, you know, something like that for all my gear that I lend out.
For what?
You know, when, you know,
hardware?
like somebody's like, oh, I need to borrow this from you. Can you do it? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, how many times do you suddenly 6 months, a year later, you're like, who
Where
do I
is
lend
that
to?
Yeah, where is that thing? Is you almost just need to do a library type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the AirTags have been used for high-end bikes that get stolen.
Oh, yeah.
People will put them into the frame.
Yeah, and you can buy specifically, not even AirTags, but just GPS units.
Yeah.
That will have an app assigned to it that you can actually track it, which is just what the AirTag is doing, but except it uses GPS.
Yeah.
These days, though, everything's so connected. Like, even our cameras that we're using here in the car, each one has a built-in GPS.
Yeah.
And internet.
Yeah.
It's like
wild.
Crazy.
A Maridroid.
What's that?
Maridroid just emailed me to confirm my subscription.
To what? What did you get?
I don't know.
What did a Maridroid send you?
I didn't subscribe. I've literally been sitting here the last 45 minutes. I have not subscribed to
anything. What does it say? What does your watch tell you about this subscription?
It just said confirm your subscription.
Well, heck yeah.
Tech Drive conversations from Barrie to the Bay, in the city's heartbeat, where the techies play. From Yonge to Bay Street, the tech hive thrives, debating AI and VR, our minds alive.
SBC of the Month Club.
Robbie and Jeff on the data drive, blow it up. Show the tricks, hide the secrets, light 'em up. Bytes and packets lead the chase, follow through. Encrypted signals guide, unseen by you. Robbie and Jeff on the data drive, blow
So we bought.
I always know you're going somewhere when you start your sentence with so.
Yeah.
So
I've been
bought.
thinking.
So I was thinking about this. So I saw this. So Jeff,
I need to find another
So you
non-so lead in then.
Oh, yeah. What did they call that in radio? A crutch.
Yeah.
But that's how I know. Oh, here he goes. We got a bit coming. So, you're going to tell the story, right?
Try to think of another way to lead in without so.
Anyways.
Worry for you.
So is one of those words that you can just leave off. Like you can just say, I was shopping and...
I know, but you feel like you need to have a transition piece.
It's weird.
It's just, like psychologically, I feel like I need to transition between talking about Bo and talking about the next thing, which has nothing to do with Bo. It's just weird. My brain needs that cut point.
It gets even weirder when you realize that because of the edit points, people who are listening at home have no idea what you're talking about with Bo.
You're absolutely right. It's true.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah. I got an email that says our doggy door is about 10 steps away. How Amazon knows they're 10 steps away.
Doggy door?
Yeah.
Did you get the one? I sent you the video. Did you see that video?
No.
The doggy door that is like, that has a collar that it only opens for your dog so that other critters can't get in.
Oh, yeah. It's like a solid door, like a vault lock. No, I didn't get that one.
Oh my gosh.
I did not get that one. However, what I did get is just a dummy doggy door that you cut into the screen of your like sliding screen door.
Yeah.
Because what's happened is our two nut bar dogs, I love them, but they're idiots sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And they see a squirrel, but they don't see the screen that's between them and the squirrel.
Oh, shoot.
So we have had them go through the screen trying to get to the squirrel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, awesome. And then we got a magnetic screen thing.
Yeah.
So that they can just push through. But it's gotten tattered, and so we need to replace it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking just this past weekend about, there's got to be another option. So I found this doggy door that I can attach to the screen, and then we cut out the hole and put the new, so that the dogs can walk through. But I got thinking about it because one of the issues we had with the magnetic one is Jen and I were on the couch watching a movie or TV show last summer.
Yeah.
And Lucy and Tingo are kind of cuddled up with us on the couch. And I hear chewing of dog food. And my first thought is, why are my kids playing in the dog food? They should be in bed. And,
what did you find, Jeff?
And so then I'm like, what is that? So I go into the kitchen, and there is this super fat raccoon.
No way.
In our kitchen, eating the dog food.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to shoo it away or try and befriend it and suddenly add it to the family pet collection. Because it's this dream of mine to have a pet raccoon.
Oh, yeah.
Just as it is to have a pet squirrel.
So did the dogs spot it?
No, the dogs did not spot it.
Is that what it set them off? Holy cow.
Right. But no,
they're big dogs too.
Yeah, and so when I came around the corner into the kitchen and saw the raccoon, it just kind of looks at me like, "Oh, you're home," and then leaves out the screen door.
Left? Oh, wow.
Through the magnetic screen door, because we had the glass door open. Mm-hmm. And so I got thinking about this doggy door, going, I wonder if there's a way that I can run a sensor or activate our Wyze cam or something to pick up on when the door opens and closes, so that it alerts me through our Echo device, like doggy door open,
Sure.
And that way I know something's come in the house.
I'm just like instantly, because you mentioned Wyze Cam, so the Wyze Sense has the magnetic thing that would flip open.
Wyze Sense.
Wyze Sense for your Wyze Cam. It's the like door sensors and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so what? It just when it loses its connection, it records, or
It's a wireless 2 magnets.
yeah.
So you put one on the one side of the door and one on the other side, and as soon as it opens, it separates the magnets and it tells your Wyze Cam, and it sets off an alert on your Wyze app.
So I want it to go to my Echo, which I could just have my Echo alert, I suppose.
Wyze goes to your Echo.
I don't know if I've connected it.
Oh, you should.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
I don't think I've connected them.
Dude, and then you're going to want a Echo, what did they call the one with the screen?
Oh, the Echo Show or whatever?
Show, yeah. Because then you can just have it bring up the screen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it goes to my watch. I get screenshots every time my cameras go off.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I got thinking about that going, man, I want to come up with a fun, unique way to, although maybe it's not unique anymore.
Yeah, so what did you come up with?
I don't know.
You haven't come up with it yet?
No, I've literally...
Okay, well, check out Wyze Sense.
Yeah, I've literally been thinking about it, like, right now, because the email came in that said, oh, it's going to be there. And I was like, oh, this is good. And then I was like, hold on.
How do you take it?
My Wyze? Usually
coffee.
Plugged in.
Coffee goes what?
I don't care. I don't do Starbucks, so I don't know.
Cream, sugar?
Yeah.
Double?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, just give me 2 moments. Thank you.
Yep.
I don't do Starbucks, so I don't know.
You do now. We just pulled up. How was your visit?
Oh. Look at that.
Hi, how may I help you today?
I could get 2 grande medium roast coffees, 1 double, 1 2 cream.
Of course, 2, one Pike, 2 cream, and 2 sugar.
Yep.
Of course, just give us a few moments because we're doing fresh Pike.
Okay. And a second Captain Pike, which is 2 cream.
Perfect. Thank you. Come on out.
All right, thanks. Had to throw in the Star Trek reference.
Oh, what? A pike?
Captain Pike. She called it a pike.
What's a pike?
Pike is the name of the roast.
Pike is also a fish.
No, it is a captain of the Starship Enterprise.
There.
Hi.
I forgot which one was which. Okay, this has 2 sugar and 2 cream.
Okay,
for ya.
thank you.
And then this just has 2 cream.
Perfect.
Perfect. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. See ya.
Well, thank you for the
wee boost.
fish coffee.
Ha ha ha.
The space fish coffee.
From the Starship Enterprise.
I wonder if there was ever like a sci-fi geek who worked at Starbucks and somebody ordered a space fish coffee, if they'd be like, you want a pike?
All right.
What's that?
You try it, Tate.
Tribond. Remember? Did you ever play Tribond?
Sorry, did you say something? I just went into a
Fishy coffee smell.
No, smell that.
Do I have to smell the space fish coffee?
Is that what it is?
Space fish coffee. All right, it does smell good.
Mm-hmm.
Give you that much.
So they're building like a throughway, another highway that goes from the 400 to the 404, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And goes straight through here, so we don't have to go through Bradford.
That's correct.
But we will, because that's where the Starbucks is.
Yes. I think it's going to take a couple of years just to get it prepped, though.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
we'll see.
expect it's going to be anytime soon.
Every week when we drive by, though, we'll see the progress, and it has changed a lot in the past 6 months.
It has, but this is just a bridge.
Yeah, this is just...
They still have
Where
to...
are they going with it?
They're going to have to cut through all of this. They're going to have to, pull that down.
Right on.
Because, I mean, unless you got a really steep dip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that too, yeah.
It feels like just yesterday we were playing Unreal Tournament.
But it will be just tomorrow. I was thinking how much fun it would be to build a Raspberry Pi based Unreal Tournament server. Game of the Year edition, 1999.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Because you think about a Raspberry Pi and it's actually more powerful than the servers that we had back then.
Yeah.
Like a Raspberry Pi 5 as a Unreal
totally.
Tournament server? Why not?
This will be the 25th anniversary
Coming up
this year. Like November or something, right?
Yeah, October, November, I think.
Wow.
So we definitely have to do something to celebrate, and it seems like a project that puts it on a Raspberry Pi would be about the right thing.
Yeah. That would be a blast.
I used to, you remember the LAN parties that we used to hold that were pretty epic?
Yep.
I'd have, like the typical LAN party of the 90s. I'd have everybody come over with their CRT monitors and their tower computers, and we'd just set them up anywhere we could. One person was like a laptop connected to our CRT TV and like playing it that way, and because we didn't have enough monitors. And it was a blast. But in order to facilitate that, I actually co-located a server at a local internet service providers.
Did you really?
I did.
I don't think I knew that.
Well, because I used to do internet radio, as you know, and we talked about that a little bit earlier. But so my internet radio station had several servers that had to be co-located on, because broadband wasn't quite as, quite the same. Like you really had to co-locate if you wanted to have a hosted service. Anyways, I had a 100 meg line going into my server.
I remember when you got that 100 meg line. You were so excited.
Oh, it was great. Well, 100 meg was huge back then.
Yeah.
And it was fiber.
Yeah.
The server was a 4U rack mount ATX that had, it was probably Linspire at the time, but it may have even been Lindows. Early Linux operating system from Michael Robertson. So it was running Linux, and I had Unreal Tournament game server running on that.
I did not know it was a game server. I thought it was a locally hosted.
No, it was actually what we now call in the cloud, but no, it was just a server that I had co-located that anyone from anywhere in the world could connect to.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah. So now we could put it on a Raspberry Pi that fits in my pocket, put it in anywhere, and it would probably be powerful enough of an internet connection, because, I mean, you've got gig internet service for less than the price of dial-up back then.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good. I'd have to brush up on my skills. It's been a long time.
Long time, but I think it's like riding a bike. Unreal Tournament is like riding a bike. You can quote me on that, Jeff. I want a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I think we'll pick it up pretty quickly.
I think so too. I mean, the Redeemer was fun. I always had a hard time like focusing the Redeemer. I liked the
sniper rifle?
No, the pneumatic punch gun.
Oh yeah?
I really liked that one. Because you could just run up to somebody and just hit them and fire them off.
Yeah. Definitely. I was a Redeemer fan though.
Whenever I'd pull out the sniper rifle, you were really good at using the Redeemer to find me. You just fly around and you'd be like, oh, there he is, camped in the corner.
Yeah.
That's why I'd run around, because I knew you'd be flying the Redeemer, and if you fly in the Redeemer, you're staying put as a character.
Oh, so you were looking for me?
So I was running around looking for your body.
Right.
Trying to find you.
But I would hide. So I'd hide before I shoot.
I think it was called the Obliterator. Is that right?
I don't know. It's been too long, man.
In my head, that punch thing was the Obliterator.
So how do we get like a crap ton of listeners to join an Unreal tournament?
Well, I think what we do is between now and the 25th anniversary, we cover at least 13 podcasts about Unreal Tournament. So they're like, I've really got to try this. And then when the moment comes, we'll be like, and you can join us. And they'll be like, I got to be involved.
I think we should jump on it right now. And you know why?
So that we're better than them?
Get some practice in.
That's right.
Because Epic has removed Unreal Tournament from the Epic Games Store.
Oh.
And also from Steam. So
it's now like abandonware?
My point exactly is that by having pulled it from sale, they have placed it into this gray area called abandonware, where it is no longer available to be purchased. It's abandoned by the company that made it. And so if I zip it up or tar it up and give listeners access to download it, or at least tell them where to download it, then they can get it for free.
Right.
Join the game.
Okay.
Which sounds like a good plan. But the reason I say jump on it now is like, why did they pull it in the 25th year? Are they going to suddenly blitz sales and
and say, oh, we've brought it back for...
Yeah, we've revamped it and upgraded it to 4K graphics with VR headsets.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
I go for that.
Yep.
That was like the one game that I could just play all the time as a young adult.
Yep.
And never get sick of it.
Yep.
But I think it was the collaborative. We're fragging each other. But the ability to play together. It was the first game that you could really do multiplayer. And it was a social thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I used to LAN party in the 90s. I used to do like Counterstrike and Team Fortress Classic. And, I also used to do a lot of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Warcraft 3. We do that a lot. Pack up my computer, drive over to a buddy's place. We just run a LAN cable.
Yeah.
Those are the days, man. Kids just will never understand what it was to like pack up your computer, head to a buddy's place. Now it's like, oh, I'll meet you online. Well, let me bring my laptop.
And their phones are more powerful than our desktops were.
Yeah.
And these days you can plug your phone into a TV and it's an external screen.
That's right.
So
there's just something nostalgic about that, like
for sure.
Unhooking the computer, dragging it out.
And the need to like take care of your own upgrades.
Yeah.
But hey, my friend has upgraded their RAM and they've gone to, X number of megabytes, and now I can take their
DDR3 256
RAM.
RAM.
Man, throw that. And so doing upgrades and swapping RAM chips and upgrading CPUs. I remember the 46 days.
Yep.
Gradually working my way up. The socket didn't change, but the CPU got better and better.
That's right.
Till finally I was on a DX4, the dream machine. And then I got a Pentium 90. Was my next rig, my next build.
That seems so long ago, the Pentium 90.
That's when I started making music. Impulse tracker on a Pentium 90. A little CRT monitor.
Could you even run any of today's software on any of these?
Impulse tracker.
Like
today's software?
Yeah, like
Linux, command line. I mean, NEMS would run on something like that, I'm sure, if you went bare bones.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, even
but
like
not even. I mean, NEMS requires minimum 1 gig of RAM.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Prefers 2. So good luck.
It's just so amazing to think where things are at.
Yeah.
Miss a good old LAN party. Ugh.
Yeah, so imagine what we could do as far as like gameplay goes with Unreal Tournament.
Now, would it work, or because do you remember there was older games that I'm trying to remember how it played out. Like, the speed of the game was tied to the speed of your graphics card or something.
Your turbo button on the computer to slow down your machine.
Yeah, I just remember there were some games where like it ran in super fast mode because it was tied to something with the graphics card. It's like, oh my gosh. So you get a faster graphics card and it's like speed mode.
Yeah, the system clock
would
go all crazy because if your computer's 3 times as fast, the game didn't know how to run at the right speed.
Yeah.
So they brought out the turbo button on your computer, which was actually a way of downclocking the speed of the computer by turning it off. So you turn that off and now your games run at regular speed.
Right.
But
Unreal Tournament didn't have that issue, did it?
No, it was more modern than that for sure. Okay. But yeah, I want to actually compile it onto Linux. So, and there's a project, Old Unreal, that has been working on improving Unreal Tournament.
Oh, okay.
And so you can actually get more current binaries, patched versions that have bugs fixed and things like that. Okay. So you can get the binaries, but you have to have the original disk in order to install it, which I have, because I have the
disc.
I have the CD.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure I have a USB external CD-ROM unit, DVD burner, but I can use that to copy the files off.
Yeah.
And then compile it for Linux or install it on Windows. Should work fine.
Cool. Oh yeah, that'd be a fun project. When I got out of doing satellite installations, I was contacted by one of the companies, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to install a tower for us?" And it wasn't for transmission like that. It was for security camera.
Oh yeah.
At a gravel pit or something, people were breaking in, and so they wanted to have cameras up. So they want a 150-foot tower. And so I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." I figured it would probably be like a weekend job, and I'm like, I'll do it for $25 an hour. They're like, okay, cool. And I'm thinking, I'll make good money doing this. And I didn't realize how efficient I was.
Oh, shoot.
I installed, there was 2 guys on the ground who were feeding the pieces up to me with a pulley system. But I connecting the thing like Lego and screwing all the pieces in to secure it, and it was done 4.5 hours later.
Oh, wow.
So, I made $125.
You were thinking you were going to walk away with $1,000?
Yeah. I was expecting like a 2-week or two-day job, 12 hours each, something like each day, and nope, walked away with $125. And I was like, listen, I got the job done for you really early. And they're like, yep, and we'll pay you what we agreed to. And I was like, I saved you a boatload of cash. They're like, yep, and we'll pay you what we agreed to. It's like,
And this is when, so you were young when you realized that you need to charge what you're worth.
Yeah, exactly. Still haven't learned.
Yeah, it's the old, there's that whole like, you pay $20 for the repair and $300 for my ability to do it.
That's right.
However it goes.
Integrity is crucial in this industry.
It's so easy for us to undercharge for our services. My advice? Figure out what you're worth and quote above that, because I know you're worth more than you think. Besides, doing this gives you much more flexibility when it comes to offering price breaks to your favorite customers.
That's a great thought. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode of Data Drive, give us a 7 out of 5 rating in your podcast app. Or we'll cut you a break and let you do 5 out of 5.
And if our discussion has sparked some thoughts, share them with us and with other Data Drive passengers. Jump onto our YouTube channel and post your comments on the video for this episode. You'll find the link at datadrivepodcast.com.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time on Data Drive.
Until then, I'm putting her in park. Take care.